Hello, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Larry Jesubande of MI Graphics Hub. And in today's video, I'll be walking us through the neural filter on Adobe Photoshop. The neural filter was introduced in October 2020 in the Adobe Photoshop 2022 version. And simply put, it's using AI to perform certain tasks that would have required several processes on Photoshop. We have a number of them and it gets better by the day. Though right now I still believe some of it aren't yet perfect, but hopefully as more versions are created, probably it will become better. Now, one thing about it is that you do not require internet for every one of it, but there are some that basically requires you to turn on your internet to make use of it, because like I said, it is AI, it's based on AI. So there are times that you will need to connect to the cloud for it to get perfect result. So you will know which requires internet and which doesn't require internet when you click on it and you realize that you are having that part grayed out. So no cause for alarm. What it just means is that you can't use it, probably because maybe your internet is turned off, or probably because the image you are trying to edit does not have features relating to that particular filter. Without much ado, let's just get right into it. So I downloaded some images that fit into each of these filters, and you can find your neural filter at the filter tab and just scroll down to neural filters. So here's the first feature here, or the first filter is skin smoothing. And if you're someone that has worked on smoothing skins before now, you will know how long the process can be when you're trying to smoothen a rough skin. So now I deliberately downloaded the rough skin image so we can test it, and you can see. So this is what I was saying about having one grayed out. This is grayed out because this image doesn't just fit in. So it's so easy, just click on the filter you want to use. This one is so easy, you don't need to do anything extra, just click on it and hold on. Now because it is AI, depending on the processor or your PC, it might be faster than each other, but there's always this tendency that it takes time when you're trying to perform some task using the neural filter. So there you have it. You can see this is much more smoother than what we initially had. You can increase the blur and the smoothness here, and hopefully it brings out something better. Just play around it. And the thing about this is that each time you make a change, it loads all over again. So just play around it and you will get the perfect fit for your image. So when you are about exporting, or before you click OK, look at the output section. You have current layer, and this current layer means if you click OK, this edit will be on the layer that is selected, which I do not advise. You could actually ask it to come up on a new layer, which is better off, or new layer masks, having a layer mask on it, or smart filter, which is another one that I would recommend. The image, the same layer, but then it is now having the smart filter, so you can actually edit this particular edit that is going to be added to the image, or you can tell it to open a new document, like this edited one comes up in a new document. So you have the original image in the initial document and it opens the edited one in a new document. You will need to do this at every point in time. Oh no, not every point in time. If you selected one, it might stick, but whichever filter you're trying to employ, just take note of the output so it exports or it comes out in the best form that you would need it to be. So I won't be clicking OK, let's just end. So I'll move on to the next image. So I could zoom this in a little bit. Then let's get down to the rear of beauty. So the second feature, the filter under portrait is smart portrait. Now what does smart portrait do? That you have the ability to change the facial expressions of this image as it is. Now if we had someone who just kept a straight face, it would have been very good if we tried out this be happy. But she already has the expression of someone who is happy. So we can try out facial age to make her look older or younger, or hair thickness to make her hair thicker, or eye direction to change the direction of her eye. And then we have an expression you can try out the surprise expression to make her look surprised, or anger. So let me try the anger expression. And all you need to do is to just increase the numbers by moving your slider to the right hand side. Aside from that, we have the global, where you have edge direction. You can actually change the direction of our head to a certain level, not so much, but to a certain level. I've tried it before and it indeed changed the direction of our head. And light direction, that is to change the direction of where the light is hitting in the image. All right, so you can see the expression on her face. It was kind of better than this before, but like I said, it's AI. You can drop a prompt, and that person places that exact same prompt, and you guys get different results. So I don't waste too much time on this video. You already have an idea of whatever it is that you want, just increase the slider. But be careful not to do contradicting stuff, like you increasing this to 50, be happy, and increasing anger to 50 at the same time. One will override the other because you can't be happy and angry at the same time. That's it about the smart portrait. So I'm going to turn this off, and then let's try the makeup transfer. So I want to introduce now the makeup transfer. Just like the name, it's you transferring makeup from a particular image to another. So I want to introduce a makeup that's different from the one that she has on. So all you need is to do is, after selecting your makeup transfer, you are going to select a reference image. So I'm just going to select this. Alright, so it is not so perfect, but you can see the shade of the lipstick on this image and a little bit of blue at our eyes. So I want to pick an image with clearer view of the makeup so it picks it perfectly well. But this is just an idea. Now you can see we are having the image of a landscape. So you can see everything on portraits are grayed out. So now landscape mixer is the next one. So what do landscape mixer do? What landscape mixer do is you can select, now you can see some presets here. You can select any one you desire and it will reflect in this image. You can just pick one that you love its look and decide that you want it merged in. Just like the name, it mixes the original image with the selected one. And then you can actually pick one, just come to custom. If you have one that you desire, come to custom and select the image and it will mix it for you. So I'm looking for the appropriate one to use. So it's done and I don't really seem to see the difference, but maybe when I click on the cancel button it should be that conspicuous. But then probably if I've tried something like this, it should have increased the amount of the grass from this. So just ensure that you're choosing the right image and the right preset. So now the next filter that we're going to be looking at is the style transfer filter. And what does this do? Basically, you can transfer a style from either of these presets to the image. So you just need to click on it to turn it on. And then you see the number of presets that are there that you can pick from. So we have the artistics or the artist styles, and there are some there that are yet to be downloaded. You can download them and use either. Then you have the image styles that you can equally pick from those come around. There are so many that are yet to be downloaded. So you can just download the one and make use of. So whichever one you decide that you want to employ its use, just click on it and it will appear here. And then just like some others, you can control the intensity of the filter on your image by just changing the sliders, the numbers, the style opacity, the detail. You could have the background blurred. You could increase or decrease brightness. You could saturate it. You could ask it to preserve color. Whatever it is that you want, you can actually achieve by just changing the numbers. Alright, so this looks very terrible though. But then, like I said, you can play around it. The only difference with this is that you can't actually introduce a new image, unlike the landscape mixer. I believe, like I said earlier, some of these tests can still be made better. So let's move on to the harmonization filter. So I'll be using this lady's image for the harmonization filter. So I'm just going to unlock it and remove background. So now what harmonization does is you might be designing something and the background that you have created and the image that you are given has to differentiate. If you are unable to harmonize the image shade to that of the background, the design might not really come out good. So what harmonization does for you is it picks up the shade of your background and places it on the image. That is what it does. So now, because I want this lady's image on a background, I have to take out a background, the background behind her. With that done, you come down to, select the main image, not the layer mask, and then come down to neural filters. So come down to harmonization and turn it on. you're required to select a reference image. So you could have your background saved as a JPEG to get the shade on the image. So now I'm going to introduce the background into my document. You can see how the both of them looks like they're not relevant. So now I'm going to select. Remember when we were selecting the neural filter, it was our image that was selected. So we could have various backgrounds there. So you can just select one of it. But then we have just one extra layer aside from this image. So that's all that it's showing here. So with this selected, we would wait to see the magic done. So now you can see the difference. This is looking so relevant to the background. You are having a shade on this image that is totally relevant to the background. So let me select it as smart object and just click OK. And you can see we have this as a smart object and you can shut it and open it. Alright, so moving on to the next filter, we have the color transfer. So with the color transfer, you can transfer colors from something to your image, and just like it is with the style transfer and the landscape mixer, we have presets and we have the custom section where you can actually introduce an image of your choice. So now I'm not sure this is actually a proper image to use, but then let me just select this. So it doesn't seem to be picking from this. When I selected this, it is processing. Let's see what it's going to come up with. Alright, so you can see it took the shade from here and transferred it here. And I think this looks pretty beautiful, very good. Depending on the design you're trying to create, this looks good. And the last but not the least filter that we'll be looking at in today's video is the Colourise filter. And then what does it do? You can have an image with the grayscale shade and it will give it color. It could be an image, it could be an illustration, because I've tried the first time I was going to try this filter, it was with an illustration, about to be precise, and it gave it color. So whatever is grayscale, you can just bring it up here and click on the Colourise button and it will give you the color that you need. So I deliberately downloaded an image that is grayscale. Not that I transformed it to grayscale with Photoshop, because I wanted to test the effectiveness of the software and it came out pretty good. So you can see it went from this to this, and look at how relevant this looks. The grass is green as it should. The tree is dark brown as it should. The building has its own shade as it should. Everything is having a color. Yes, you might want to say this, we're having brown interfering with purple, but there are clothes like that actually. So, doesn't really look bad. Her face, her makeup, her lipstick, everything came out with colors. Everything came out with colors. And if you want to adjust anything there, you can actually adjust it here. Maybe you want to increase red, you want to increase the green. We'll show samples. Let's increase the red a little bit. So you actually see the change on it. And like I said, whatsoever you do here in editing it, it's reprocesses it again, over and over again. So just be sure of what you want to select and pick it up straight. So you can actually edit it as much as you desire. In case you are not really comfortable with the color output, you can effect your changes here. And that is it on today's video. Join us in the next video to explore other features and uses of the neural filters. Do well to subscribe to this YouTube channel and turn on the notification button so that you can be notified anytime a new video drops. Thank you and see you in the next video. Bye.